Rap music is, we talked about that this afternoon in chapel, and you want to talk about tense. This atmosphere got real tense in here. That's because rap has a grip on the minds of young people. Let me read just a couple of things for you. You talk about rebellion. This is the worst of all so far. There's a song called Cop Killer by Ice-T. It was on 1991 Body Count album. Sold 300,000 copies. And it says, I got my shotgun. I got my 12-gauge sawed off. I got my headlights turned off. I'm about to bust some shots off. I'm about to dust some cops off. Die, pig, die. Now, it doesn't matter what you think about LAPD. Without them, you've got anarchy. That's all there is to it, brother, sister. Yeah, corruption in the police force, sure there is. There's corruption everywhere because it's a corrupt world. Can't get any justice, that's right. But Jesus Christ is a perfect judge. He'll set it all right. Trust him. But in the meantime, without those boys in blue, you think you've got trouble now. That's the only thing standing between us and total chaos and anarchy in this country. Listen to this. A man who killed a state trooper during a routine traffic stop shot the man because he was influenced by the violent anti-police rap music he'd been listening to, his lawyer told a jury. Before the killing, Tanner had driven 120 miles from Houston to Victoria listening to gangster rap, a genre of rap that focuses on drug, sex, violence, and a hatred for police. Here's one more song. It's called Blank the Police. It says, pulling out a silly club so you stand with a fake badge and a gun in your hand. Take off the gun so you can see what's up, and we'll go at it, punk. And I'm blanking you up. I'm a sniper with a scope, taking out a cop or two without a gun and a badge. What do you got? A sucker in a uniform waiting to get shot. How many millions of young people you think are listening to that stuff out there? And then you wonder why. Riots and chaos and hatred. Let's go to the next one, please. Satanism is the ultimate rebellion. And that's where this whole thing has led after 40 years. Starting with people like Little Richard and Elvis, and it's come right full circle to worship of Satan. That's what it was about. Next one, please. There are so many of these satanic bands out there, and they're teaching the young people how to do ritual, how to contact devils, how to do the whole thing from the music. They never have to go to a coven to get it. They get it straight from the music, and they're inducted later. Next one, please. This is the look today. Have you seen this out on the streets? Where people look like they're walking dead, and they want to be vampires? And some of them are vampires. There's people that have written books. We saw one of these women on the Jenny Jones show a couple years ago. Vampire. Vampire rights is what they were asking for. I want the right to drink people's blood. Here's some lyrics to some of this stuff. The Antichrist by Slayer. Quote, I am the Antichrist. It's what I was meant to be. Your God left me behind and set my soul to be free. Watching disciples of the satanic rule. Pentagram of blood. Christ hasn't come. Awaiting the final moment, the birth of Satan's son. Let's go to the next one, please. There's a group called Pantera, which are real big. And the last time I was in this school, there were people that were defending it. They said, what do you think about Pantera? They like them. Okay. Listen to these lyrics. Quote, driven and burning to rise beyond Jesus. I'm born again with snake's eyes, becoming God's size. Eye of suicide, I the unlord. I'm born again with snake's eyes. That's what young people in your school are listening to and defending. Let's go to the next one, please. This is the result of 35 years of rebellion right here. You can't tell the men from the women. They all worship rock and roll. Next one, please. Here's what young people look like today. Next one, please. By the way, when they make these horrific faces, and they roll around on the floor of the stage, and they jump like somebody just put a firecracker down the backside of their pants, is that an act? No, it's demonic possession. They're possessed of devils, and it hurts, and it shows on their faces. Those devils in those bodies hurt. They came in through rebellion and the worship of the idol of rock and roll. Next one, please. This is what young people look like today. Next one, please. Demon possession. Next one, please. You want to know what? That's the Christian rockers. These are the Christian rockers now. Oh, there's no rebellion in Christian rock, is there? Do you realize that there were Christian artists 6 months ago that did a special compact disc to salute the Beatles? That was Phil Keaggy and Susan Ashton and a group called PFR, and they got all kinds of press for it. They said, wonderful. That's before the Beatles anthology ever came out. The Christian rockers beat them to the punch. Worship the Beatles? Let's go to the next one, please. Christian rockers. You don't see any rebellion in these pictures, do you? Next one, please. There's no rebellion here in Christian rock, is there? Next one, please. Oh, by the way, Stryper broke up, and here's what Michael Sweet of Stryper said. Now, that's Robert, but here's what Michael Sweet of Stryper said. He said, quote, "The big difference between Against the Law and the older albums was a change in attitude. We were still Christians, but we wanted to come across like rebels."